Hello and welcome to another journey down soccer's memory lane. This week, Mick Channon and Alan Ball are remembering some of the game's great goal poachers.
Shaw now with this free kick for Wolves. Time ticking away from them towards half-time. Goalkeeper's come and lost it. And that is number 9, John Richards. It's a level score at 1-1.
And they're passing really accurate. What a lovely ball to Suggett, who's left completely free. Now Boyer is really wide open. He must get 3.
Fiercely competitive match and nothing between the two sides. Jones now for Leeds. And McNabb only half stopping him. Jones getting it across. And Clark going in! And Alan Clark has put Leeds ahead!
Mick, let's start talking about Alan Clark, known throughout the game as Sniffer, and really a great example of a goal poacher.
That's right. I mean, he was a goal poacher. I mean, he was a very good player, you know, end of story. I mean, I don't think he was just a goal poacher, but he had, I don't know, he's not one of the players that you would say was all very impressive, that dominated games or took the games by the scruff of the neck, but he was always there, wasn't he? He was always in the build-up, always on the end of things. And I played several times, with England for him, and he was probably the best striker at the time. I mean, he was in the great Leeds side. He went there, and he was the one who was scoring all the tap-ins and all the, as well as a lot of very good goals. I mean, he was a great player.
He was good running with the ball. He was good in the air. He was good outside the box. He could hold the ball up for people. He could get people, bring people into the game. He was a good finisher. He wasn't great at anything, but he wasn't poor at anything. He had an all-round goodness about him in his play, and he had a good partnership with a lad called Jones at Leeds, and they caused people an awful lot of problems because he was a lot better in the air than people give him credit for.
How did the nickname come about? Is this because literally he could sniff out a half chance, and if it was there, he took it?
I think, I mean, as I said, like, he was always there. Very often he was the one who put the finishing touch to it. I mean, they had a great side. I mean, they had a great midfield. They had Lorimer used to score some brilliant goals. I mean, used to blast them in from everywhere. Jones, he would put himself about, make things happen, and when things were dropping, it was usually Clarkey that was pouncing on them. And for me, I would have said that ratio of chances per goals, his would be higher than anyone.
Well, let's see Alan Clark in action now. Alan Ball will have plenty to recall about this one. He was in an Arsenal side on the receiving end.
Clark. Well, again, Clark, a model of the casual. Hunter, a good floating cross off the head of Roberts. Then Nelson, then Roberts again. And McClintock not too happy about what's going on in the penalty area. This is Lorimer. Lorimer going round Nelson. There's a chip, a touch wanted, it's Clark again. There's the goal, a beautifully placed cross by Lorimer, and Alan Clark makes it 1. 11 minutes gone, and Peter Lorimer waited, looked up, put it right across the face of the goal, and it's the inevitable sniffer. Clark, who touches it in. Some story behind him. Rice, Roberts, Arsenal being forced square. That's a chance for Kennedy. Now Ball, a first time. Oh, what a good shot by Ball. What a superb first timer by Ball. And Sprink was really stretching for that. Madeley's head. McClintock. Simpson. Cooper reading that all the way. Lorimer's injured in an offside position, he's hurt his back, but that's aimed towards Jones. Jones in on it, and a goal! What a mix from the defence! What an appalling mix from the Arsenal defence! Jones nipped past Nelson and Roberts, with Wilson also standing there for the simplest of goals. Ball, busy little bee. Oh, a good ball for him, what a chance for Alan Ball! And superbly, no, what a bad luck, what awful luck! A superbly taken chance by Ball, and he deserves to score, he hit the post. Giles, as Leeds keep the pressure on all the time on this Arsenal defence. Clark's on the outside, but Lorimer's hit one, and a goal! In off the post! 40 yards, Peter Lorimer. Bob Wilson taken by surprise, and he crept inside the post, and that's 3.
In those times, you know, we could take them back to Highbury the week later and we could beat them the same score because we were a very good team. On the day, if they got a grip of the team with that fanatical crowd behind them, they were hard to handle.
Are they a difficult crowd to play in front of at Elland Road?
I think they're the most hostile crowd in this country. I don't like them at all.
Why is that? Are they not prepared to give the other team anything at all?
Not whatsoever. Typical, dour, boring Yorkshire crowd who just see one side, and the abuse they've given my black players that I've taken up there and the ones I've played with is an absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
I love the stadium, don't like inside it at all.
What about you, Mick? How did you make out playing at Elland Road?
We really had a drum in that there. The only thing you'd get up there was, as Shankly used to say at Liverpool, was a cup of tea. And I remember going up there with Southampton when they had those 20-odd passes or something. They kept the ball for about 5 minutes. I was one of those running between them. We lost 7-0, I think, that day. When Jimmy Gabriel got sent off on a stretcher. When we had the alehouse team. Funny enough, he battered Clarkey, Then he led on the ground, And as he's going off, the ref's walking alongside of him, taking his name. But Jimmy knew he was going to get sent off, so he thought, I'll just lie here and just hope that I get away with this. If they carry me off, on a stretcher, they might not send me off. But as it worked out, we had some characters, but we couldn't handle them. They were far too... I mean, at that time, and Clarkey was just used to finish everything off. They were unbelievable.
Well, Alan Clark's talents also, of course, graced the international stage. The year now is 1973, and Austria are the unfortunate opponents.
Well, good dummy then by Channon. Clark fetching it long here for Peters. Brought it down neatly. Chivers the challenge. It's in the back. Far post is Clark. Oh, neatly done. Oh, well brought in by Bell. Clark, and again, he got it the second time. Has it come for Clark's shot? And he banged it, he has! Did he get his hat-trick? The ball is in there now anyway from Channon, it's 4-0. Eagerness of England now, that's Curry going to that ball from Hunter. And that's number 5 for Martin Chivers. It's Starrick. Channon up, down for Curry. That's number 6. 6-0. This attack building up again. The chance is on for Bell. Colin Bell makes it 7.
We both scored a couple. Yeah, I mean, but I always remember Clarkey. I mean, even in the game the famous game against Poland and that, he had great composure, and I think that's possibly why in the box he seemed to, a lot of strikers, myself included, tended to snatch at things. If there was something there, you tended, but he, as we've seen, he just goes and finishes. I mean, he goes and does it so easy. He seems to, he just seems to switch off. He goes quick and then he's nice and easy. And the majority of us just go, whoa, there's a chance. We go and we're quick right the way through. And invariably, if you do that, you tend to knock them over the top or wide, or you tend to be that little bit more wayward. Whereas Clarkey would always keep his composure. And for me, I don't think there was anyone better.
A different goal poacher for you, Phil Boyer, after the break.
If that looks crammed, they should count themselves lucky, because there's around 300 crispy bits in every toffee crisp.
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Rolf, but nothing's as crammed as a toffee crisp.
sit back now and enjoy one of football's great goal poachers. Fore enjoyed great times at both Norwich and Southampton.
Suggett having to backtrack, but doing very well to keep possession over there where there's absolutely no room. And Suggett again getting by. Can Maguire get in there? Powell. And can Suggett get that one? What a fine ball from the excellent left foot of Powell. There's McDougall. Peters. Oh, well, he's done it. Martin Peters with his first goal for Norwich City. Well, we've seen him do it in the claret and blue for West Ham. We've seen him do it for England at Spurs. But this is the first one for Norwich City. Forbes still up there over the far side. McDougall coming to the near post. Up goes Peters. Now Boy up. And it's there. An unfortunate bit of play by Nottingham Forest. But as the ball comes over from Suggett, Peters wins it. It seems to be Boyer in an excellent position, but a ricochet, and then it put into the net by Column. Perhaps it was already over the line, but nevertheless, Boyer probably will be credited with it. So it's Chapman now with Butling going wide to the left, but it's a fairly tired run he's making out there. Forest haven't got a great deal to offer now, and surprisingly, men like McGovern, the number 11, haven't showed all that much. Richardson's gone in the midfield with Robertson dropped back to left back. He's had enough of Suggett. Maguire to Peters. A lot of confidence about this side now. And they're passing really accurate. What a lovely ball to Suggett, who's left completely free. Now Boyer is really wide open. He must get three. It's a fine goal, and once again, Nottingham Forest paid the penalty for leaving Colin Suggett free. But what a ball by McDougall that really searched him out there. Time to control it. Boyer was in a good position and really drove that one home. 3-0, and the First Division getting closer and closer.
Golak hitting it wide to Channon. Still Mickey Channon of Southampton breaks so quickly. Channon electing to go wide, and Mills goes with him. Good saving tackle by Mills. Holmes puts it back, the pressure is still on. And they're very loose at the back at the moment under Ipswich, and rightly the referee playing advantage. Golak, Boyer couldn't quite get there, and away by Burley. Only Butcher, Beattie and Osman in the Ipswich half now, apart of course from Laurie Civil. McCall, that's Gates, he's going to hit that one. Well, Gates had a lot of time, a lot of room, and a calculated, measured shot from Eric Gates with the left foot from outside the area, puts Ipswich in front. Good play this from midfield, the build-up is very nice from Ipswich, looking for Mariner again. To walk, having a really good game as well in midfield. Mills to Gates, he's got Dave Watson with him. Burley's cross. And John Walk is in for the second. Well, John Walk was completely unmarked, and look at the delight on his face. Muren. It's Gates and Muren again, and it's run well for Eric Gates. He's got a good chance here as Gates. Oh, and a good stop from Ivan Kanalinic. Ivan Golak. And Channon. Beattie's close to him. Can he get the centre in? He can. And a good header away by Butcher because Phil Boyle was just behind him. Well, it's another corner to Southampton. How desperately they need a goal. They've had 7 corners of Southampton. Ipswich just one, but it's Ipswich who lead by the 2 goals. Golak centre. Away by Ipswich again. Stephen Williams. Oh, yes! Steve Williams. They really needed that, did Southampton. decoy run. Williams, Keegan, chested down and away by Mariner. Lovely little touch from Keegan and the shot from Boyer. Oh, what a goal! That is an absolutely fantastic goal. The lovely pass from Kevin Keegan and Phil Boyer, with only his second goal of the season, swivelling and hitting it straight past her and astonished Laurie Civil. It's Osman finding McMills, who's in lots of space on that right-hand side. He's got Mariner alongside him. Puts it past Mariner. This is McCall finding room for the shot. Oh, good tip over from Katalinic. Lauren McMenemy, I think, delighted, although his face wouldn't betray it. Well, this is dangerous as Keegan. Has it gone over? It hasn't. It's a corner after all that. Muren takes it. Butcher, and it's in there. The challenge came from Paul Mariner. Well, that's extraordinary. Well, the home crowd are stunned, I think, by that goal. All the wind has gone out of their sails now, and Ipswich are back very much on top. 3-2 they lead, and they're really going to have to do something now, Southampton, to save this, and that's gone in from Eric Gates, but it's disallowed. Players come back. Well, the whistle had obviously earlier gone. There's the shot from Eric Gates going in and beating Katalinic, but there'd been an infringement earlier on and play had to come back. Shannon's surely going to be sandwiched there, and he was. The play is going on. The referee's not impressed. I think some of the players were expecting the whistle to have gone there, but it didn't. And this is Williams. Williams brought down by Butcher. And Kevin Keegan making his feelings quite clearly evident to the referee about that challenge from Terry Butcher on Steve Williams. And really, Kevin Keegan is involved in a little pushing match, and the red card is being shown to Terry Butcher. And that's a really unfortunate incident that has discoloured the whole of this game, which up until then had really been played in a pretty keen and aggressive spirit. Certainly hard, certainly competitive, but never really malicious. But now Butcher is off for that foul. And Southampton, oh, nearly took an equaliser. They're in here. Moran! It's there!
Let's now move on to Phil Boyer. Alan first.
Well, I can remember a quiet, shy, very nice person. And he played like that on the pitch. He had no pace whatsoever. And he didn't get an awful lot of goals until he came here. And then he had a purple patch here, as most strikers did when they came down to the Dell. And for a season, everything he touched, even through balls, he was seen to be getting on the end of and putting away. But he wasn't the type of footballer that used to put himself about, hurt people, make his presence, you know, people were aware of his presence, and he knocked people about and win things in the air, get on the end of things, make goals out of nothing. Everything he did was nice, a bit flowery, really. And he was...
what I remember...
You know, he had no pace, and
no, that's right.
yet he still got an awful lot of goals at the Dell.
Yeah, I mean, like Alan says, he no pace whatsoever, but I'll tell you what, he was totally dedicated, great pro. Another one like Ivan, who was a big mate of Ivan's, actually, Ivan Golak, who he would want to play. You know, he loved his training. He was a very fit lad. Although he wasn't quick, he could get around a bit. I first remember Phil Boyer when he was playing for Bournemouth with Ted McDougall. And Phil was the one who was scampering all over the place, and Ted used to stand up the park there, you know, and just wait for things to build up, you know. And, you know, it was invariably Phil was knocking the balls into the box in them days, you know, and Ted was the one who was finishing them off. When he came to the Dell, yeah, I really, he didn't really, he was at his best after Ted had left, when he started playing up front more on his own. And like I say, we had a good enough team to have enough control. We had myself and Ivan wide, Ball, you know, we had a good side who got an awful lot of control, and I mean, and he sort of took over a role which he was probably a better player towards the end of his career than he was at any other stage.
I agree with that.
Another player to earn just one England cap was John Richards, and yet he was a prolific goalscorer for Wolves.
Now the free kick can be taken. In turn, got to be a goalkeeper's ball. Oh, O'Hare scores! And the tragedy is against John McCall. John O'Hare scores 1-0 for Derby. 22 minutes gone. Shaw now with this free kick for Wolves. Time ticking away from them towards half-time. Goalkeeper's come and lost it. And that is number 9, John Richards. It's a level score at 1-1. Parkin now using Munro. Might try one. Hibbett. Dugan. And finally Richards. Richards gets the goal.
Francis Munro with the free kick. Dugan, a lovely glancing header, and Richards!
You know, for me, he was a robust, enthusiastic. I mean, he was a good, solid player. You know, I mean, he was good at holding up. He was good when he was running with it. If he was good, you know, and if you could put it in front of him, he was a strong lad. I don't think, again, I don't think that he was an international player.
No.
End of story. But I mean, he was I mean, in the hustle and the bustle of league football, week in, week out, you know, on heavy grounds, hard grounds, he was there. I mean, he was a very good player.
Yeah, you see, what I call great centre forwards or international centre forwards, they've got to do more than what John Richards could do. John Richards needed people to get him his goals, to make goals for him, and he was a strong running lad, great striker of a ball, but people had to get him in all the time. You had to get him in. Lineker's a bit the same. He's a bit fortunate, Lineker.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Lineker make anybody a goal yet, but people have constantly got to keep making him goals, make them for him, balls over the top so he can get on the end of them with that pace. This lad was exactly the same, you know, and that's the way he was. Now I call top international great players, and I think Lineker's been fortunate. I think because of what's around, we call him great, but he is a good finisher. But outside the box, you've got to be able to make goals for other people. As a centre forward or a top centre forward, in my opinion, you've got to be able to do more than the likes of John Richards. But he scored goals by courtesy of other people getting him in. Good little passes. Willie Carr used to get balls in his path. You know, wingers like
Waggy.
Well, he used to get good things into them. You know, and he used to finish them.
Yes, some classic goal poachers from the past for you. We hope it stirred some memories. From the three of us, for this week, it's goodbye.
And Giles takes it. Madeley. And a goal from Clark.
Golak on the decoy run. Williams, Keegan, chested down and away by Mariner. Lovely little touch from Keegan and the shot from Boyer. Oh, what a goal!
Francis Munro with the free kick. Dugan, a lovely glancing header, and Richards!